Okay, hello and welcome. Wow. Okay, that was exciting. Hi, it's Bill Sklodowski, and this is what we hope will be the beginning of a live, multi-time per week broadcast of Bill's iPhone tips. If you've been with me for any length of time, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you being here again. In the past, I've done videos on helping people to use their high-tech gadgets and gizmos, and that's the plan to continue here as well. But I think I'd like to do it as a live streaming broadcast, actually a little less work for me, not so much editing and all of that, but a lot of more interesting information and ways to interact with you as you watch and we go through this process together. I put a little slideshow together, and we'll have that for a while. But again, all of this, as you can see, is at billsiphonetips.com, which always looks to me like Bill's iPhone tips, but never mind. Let me tell you what's going on and where we're at. So, as I've mentioned before, yours truly has been doing computer tech support and iPhone tip videos for years. This all started way back when, pre-sickness that kept us all working from home. And then I was, at that time, a teacher of adult education classes for adults of our generation. We'll talk about that in a minute. Our generation, what does that mean, and who are we talking to? In Sarasota County, Florida. Wonderful people, had a great time, taught iPhone, iPad, computer, and pickleball. Not all at the same time. Pickleball was, that's my other passion. But anyway. And then along came that condition that forced us all to not go out in public and to work from home for a year. And, generally it put an end to my teaching live and in class. But I thought, what a great opportunity to continue the work and help people with their iPhones and iPads by creating videos that are distributed here on YouTube. And that's exactly what I did. And I enjoyed it a lot and have enjoyed doing it ever since and plan to really ramp it up now as we get going with this. All right, so a little bit about me. Along with the teaching, what credentials do I bring to this? Well, I have worked for a lot of the major tech companies in tech support and training for many, many years. I worked for Apple themselves, yes, in Austin, Texas, not in California. They had a big, gigantic campus in Austin, Texas, where I worked for a few years and really enjoyed it. And before that, I even worked for Sony. Yes, the TV company, but they also have computers and laptops. Now, I'm not even sure if they still do computers and laptops. They might have gotten out of the business. I think they still make laptops. Let's put it that way, along with all their other myriad, electronic gadgets and gizmos and stuff like that. So I worked, I was much, much, much younger then, working the overnight shift, talking to people all over the world about their Sony computers and other gadgets. And it was quite the eye-opening experience. So anyway, since then I've kind of packaged that whole thing together of what I enjoy doing, and that is teaching folks how to use their gadget, whether it be an iPhone or an iPad. This is my fancy schmancy iPad. We'll be using it in future broadcasts. And showing you how to get the most out of those things and to stay safe. Okay, I put a little slideshow together. Let's go and do that, shall we? And then we'll be able to, I'll be able to explain a little bit better exactly what we are going to be doing. How's that? Isn't that clever? The why of Bill's iPhone tips. With a tip of the hat, if I had a hat, I would tip it. With a tip of the hat to author, speaker, business philosopher Simon Sinek, who wrote a book called Start With Why. And his whole belief is that if you're a person or a company or a service provider or a whatever it is you do, people don't really care so much about what you do, they care about why you do it. And when you think about it, the whole idea of storytelling and being able to tell people why you're so passionate about something, that's really what hooks people, isn't it? That's what gets your attention. You could tell somebody that you were a big fan of cooking. Okay, great. You enjoy cooking. That's nice. Yeah, but when I was a kid, my mom was the best cook, and she would have me standing there right next to the oven or the stove with. So you see where I'm going here? The why is what draws people in. So with that in mind, we are going to take 5 minutes, and I'm going to tell you about the why of Bill's iPhone tips, and as we go ahead and move into the future here, and why I think you will enjoy tuning in occasionally to find out some information and stay up to date on what's going on in the world of iPhones, etc. And like we said, nobody cares how you do something. They care about why you do something. They don't care about the what that it is. And in fact, Cynic uses Apple as one of his great examples with that in talking about, you could tell, I'm going to hold up my iPad again, I could tell you all the specs. Oh, it's a 10.5-inch screen, and it's got a XYZ chip in it, and a processor, and how many gigabytes of memory, and blah, blah, blah. That's wonderful, and it doesn't mean anything to anybody. It's just numbers, right? But if I were to tell you the why of this, if I were to say, this device will help make your life so much better. Why? Well, because it can help you organize things like your calendar and your schedule and your email and your talking to communicating. You get my drift. The why is more important than the what or the how. So we'll just give that a pass and give that a given and move on. So I know you're wondering, because I'm wondering myself, why am I doing this? What is the why for Bill's iPhone tips and iPad? And computer, but the website is Bill's iPhone tips. So, we'll stick with iPhone and then we'll go from there. So what's the why? Well, number one, I want for this broadcast, this channel, this website, this whatever, to be a source of helpful, hopefully trustworthy gadget guidance. I've got three items, and they all have good rhyming alliteration in them. So I hope you'll give me a thumbs up for that. I want to be a source of helpful, trustworthy gadget guidance. I want to help you to learn about all the ways that your high-tech gadgets, your phone, your iPad, your computer, can make your life easier, more efficient, maybe, hopefully, add a little bit of fun as well. Okay? That's number one. That's gadget guidance. Number two, we want to help you to avoid online scams and other bad guys out there by becoming a safe surfer. Safe surfer, get it? Gadget guidance, safe surfing. Okay, so we're going to help you to learn how to spot all the different ways the bad actors out there are looking to separate you from your hard-earned money and other valuables. Okay, I was just on the phone with a friend of mine, and she was talking about how somebody she knows thankfully didn't get scammed because her friends kind of intervened in what would have been a five-figure scam, $10,000 or something like that. So anyway, we're going to talk about that a bunch, about avoiding scams, because they're out there, and they're out there a lot. And if you open up your email or your text messaging or whatever any day now, I get one or two a week. One way or another, I get one or two a week, right? You probably do too. Hopefully, we will give you some good information on how you can identify them properly and then give them the boot, okay? So, and last but not least, number three, to decrease or eliminate your sense of tech trepidation. I gotta pat myself on the back for that one. I kind of knocked it out of the park with that one. Tech trepidation. Okay, tech can be your friend, and it can help you in many areas of life, in business, in entertainment, in social connections, etc., etc., etc. You can make the most of it by eliminating that sense of tech trepidation. What is trepidation? Oh, that's really small there. You probably can't read that. But I do love what it says. I looked this up on, I don't know, dictionary.com or something like that. And it says trepidation, when plain old fear just isn't enough to get across the feeling of deep dread about something on the horizon. Use the more formal word trepidation. So I know I have talked to so many clients and friends and others who just know me to be a little source of information when it comes to high-tech stuff, that it's like I don't know if I want to say there's a fear of technology out there, but there's this trepidation, there's this uncertainty, there's this, I don't want to break it, I don't want to screw it up, I don't want to, so anyway, that's tech trepidation, and we are going to hopefully eliminate it. Because technology, pardon my bad grammar, it ain't going anywhere. Technology ain't going anywhere, right? You might as well learn to live with it and make the most of it. It's interesting because I talk, again, most of my clients and most of my friends obviously are, well, let's put it brief, let's tell the truth. They're of our generation. Our generation. Yeah, the gray hair. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, because if it's your kids or your grandkids and it's like, I don't know how to do this thing on my iPad, and your grandchild takes the gizmo out of your hand and says, "Oh, grandpa, bam, 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 bam," and it's done, hands it back to you. What the hell? Sorry, what the heck? How come they get it and we don't? And we're going to explore that a little bit. I think it's more than I want to cover tonight, but I want to get in the best way possible. I want to get us past that, because technology ain't going anywhere. And what do you think? Do you think in the years to come, and I know you and I we're closer to the end of our time on this planet than we are to the beginning, right? That's a fair way to put it? I mean, unless you're going to live to be 120 or so. I think that's a great idea, by the way. If you could pull it off, let me know. But again, most of us are in the, as Frank Sinatra would say, in the autumn of our years. And still, technology, and I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it three times, it ain't going anywhere. So you might as well learn to use it and be able to communicate with it in an effective way that helps you get the most out of life, okay? There's other reasons for that, and we'll be talking about them as we go, but basically, there are a lot of opportunities for people who, and I'm not even going to go out on a limb and say understand technology. It's not about understanding. Do I understand how this iPad works? I have no clue, but I can use it. Do you know how your coffee maker works? Do you understand how your toaster oven works? I put bread in and toast comes out. I can use the technology. Don't get me started about my car. All right? So you can use the technology without needing to understand it. And for those of us where we are at in life, at our generation, whatever, maybe help me come up with a term for that. Help me come up with a way to express ourselves, right? Leave that in the comments below. Just being able to use the technology for things that help us in life, make life easier, make it simpler, find my way around, remember stuff I need to remember. We're going to do videos on all of that. So again, it's not about understanding, it's about being able to use it in an effective manner. So that's where the tech trepidation comes in, because I think some people have this belief that they need to understand it somehow. And I don't understand much in life at all. I don't have to. I know how things work. I know which button to push. And my goal is to help you get over that tech trepidation, because there are still, you and I still have a lot of life left to live. There's a lot of opportunity out there to use technology to our advantage for all sorts of things. And it doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to cause trepidation, dread, right? Okay. So where do we go from here? My plan is to do a daily video with this iPhone, iPad, computer tips and tricks. They're going to be different. Some days they're going to be how to use your iPhone to do a certain thing. Some days they're going to be a scam to watch out for in your email. Some days they're going to be how to use your computer to do a certain thing, whatever. By the way, I want you to know that this channel, this broadcast, is really going to be about your needs and how I can help you to make the most of all of this, okay? So if there's a question that you have about using your iPhone, your iPad, your computer, whatever, leave it in the comments below, please, because it will help all of us. If you have this question, then somebody else has the question, right? I mean, what do they always say? What do we always say in class? There are no dumb questions. There aren't any stupid questions. I don't know, whatever. I'm running out of cliches. So we're going to do a daily video. That's the plan. It's going to be live. That's the plan. There is a weekly email newsletter to keep you caught up on the week's videos and the big subjects, the big topics of the week. So sign up for that. I'll tell you how in a minute. And then I think the Friday show is going to be office hours. Remember when you were in college, if you went to college, maybe your boss had them in business or whatever, office hours. And that from college, I remember if you had a question about something going on in the class, you just needed extra help with a certain thing in class, your professor would have office hours where he's going to be in his office from noon till 3 every Wednesday, and if you have a question, just come on in and we'll chat. So I believe the Friday show of Bill's iPhone Tips Live, I believe the Friday show is going to be office hours. So send in your questions, send them, either drop them in the comments below the video. I will read them all, I promise. If it's a quick answer, I can give you a quick answer on the spot. If it's a longer answer or something that might lend itself to a demonstration, then that's exactly what we'll do for office hours on Friday, to give more of that helpful gadget guidance. There you go. All right, so what now? Go over to billsiphonetips.com. Bill's, you could see it up there on the screen. billsiphonetips.com. And I'm rebuilding that site, but there's plenty there right now. There's all the old videos that have been posted in the past couple of years or so. They're going to get updated as we do these programs and these broadcasts every, night or as often as we do them, all right? And then, so that's it. Sign yourself up there on the site for the newsletter. You will also get, you got a little freebie for you, got a little something to entice you a little bit. If you go to the website, and if I'd have been really smart, I'd have been bringing it up on the screen, but I don't know how to do that yet. See, I don't know how it works. I'll learn. If you go to billsiphonetips.com, right there in the middle of the front page of the website is a sign up for the newsletter, but you will also get the my top, I think it's a dozen, might be more, tips and tricks with Siri, your digital assistant on your phone or your iPad with Siri. Siri can do a ton of things, and some of them are fun, and some of them are cool, and some of them are helpful, and I think I have a little bit of each on the Siri tips and tricks giveaway. So again, scroll on over to billsiphonetips.com, sign up for the newsletter, get the latest information. Every week my intention is to list all the videos that have come out in that week. So if there's something that grabs your interest, you can go back and check it out. And then you'll also get the Siri tips and tricks as well. And that's how it works. So there you go. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been helpful to me to be able to put my intentions and thoughts into words as to where we go from here with this whole online thing, right? This whole online teaching stuff. You know, nobody goes to class anymore. You don't have to. I mean, a pretty big name in education, I thought I saw that he said, you know, basically you can get a Harvard education online for free if you just know how to surf YouTube. And maybe that's a video for us, how to find educational resources online. Look at that. New stuff is coming all the time. All right. I want to thank you for being here with me. I know it's kind of been a little bit of a ramble, but it's okay. It's been good stuff. And again, the actual meat of it will get started tomorrow and throughout the week. If there is a question that's been burning on your mind about how to do something with your iPhone or your iPad, again, drop it in the comments below. I will see it. I will read it. If it's a short answer, I will answer it right there. And if it's something that requires a show and tell, we'll do that Friday on office hours. Other than that, it's been a pleasure being with you. I want you to know, again, this goes back to the why. Remember, we want to provide gadget guidance. We want to make you a safe surfer. And we want to eliminate your tech trepidation. That's what we're here for. And if we can help you with 1, 2, or 3 of those, it will have been a good day for all. So you can do this. It's not that hard. Stick around. We'll show you how. Until the next time, take care and